class, of course. Top booster has passed him. Here we go, Bints. Have a look, but it looks like Toth is pulling away on the straight, and it's because of the slipstream from the GD3 in front of them.
Hello and welcome to Elkhart Late and the Road America Circuit for round. Well, it's the seventh event of the season, but because of course we've had 14 races beforehand, so this will be race 15 and 16 of the EERC British Touring Car Championship, the 2022 edition, of course. My name is Edward Hunter, but you can call me Ed. And we see the cars just at the moment in the middle of practice one, a slightly delayed qualifying session. Everyone's had to download a new skin pack to get into the game. But we're looking like we've got a fairly competitive grid here, as Nick Homeward, who's just been helping me with the broadcast, joins the session. He's, I believe, adding ballast to some of the cars, and then we'll be getting going for qualifying fairly soon.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, is that you, Josh? There you go.
It is. Hello.
There we go. I thought you'd arrive just about on time if I just started without you.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Always get in on time. Hello, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Is all getting ready? And,
so interesting situation in the championship. It's certainly the drivers, if not the teams. Because, Josh, the two regular drivers from Hunter Simulation, that's Liam Ranks, who leads the championship on 71 points, having won 4 races, and at 4 out of 6, so he's won 2/3 of the races he's competed in, finished 3rd in another, and I think got penalised down to 9th in Bird, although he won't want to be reminded of that, I'm sure, and neither will Pascal Eggert. But him and Alessandro Valente he's basically had to fill in for a driver from GPV League, Open Wheel League, I believe, who's been banned.
I know those, yes, yeah.
The driver's been banned, and Alessandro Valente's been called upon to fill in, I guess, on a semi-permanent basis. Hopefully it won't be every Thursday. But that basically means, well, I thought Alessandro was going to steal the lead of the championship from Liam, so he didn't have to do full ballast next time out. Yeah. But now that they've got Sven Gilhead, who's long since disappeared, sort of in between the two of them. Yeah, it's an interesting scenario because now Chris Davis, who's 4th in the championship, 4th in this practice session as well, funnily enough, although about 2.4 seconds off the pace of Mia Rose, who, as we remember, was so sensational last time out. Ooh, and I've just gone to the Discord server, and I can actually see you in the comments box. On my, the viewers can't see this, but I can see you just ever so briefly, Josh, on the Stream PC's end.
I'm waving to you now.
Okay, I think Nick is behind the scenes has been pressing some things because you've just disappeared now.
He's probably just he doesn't want to see me. That's why Nick's driving. Thank you, Nick. Well,
I don't know how he's managing the stream, and he's not communicating well with me. If it could be that my machine is lagging a lot and I'm pressing the wrong things. that is also possible. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. But it should be about 2 or 3 minutes until qualifying gets going again. And I've also got the live races up, so I can see the messages in chat that the drivers are typing. I know Loic Moynier, who's just joined the server with Iris, has just been communicating. Actually, I can't see all the messages. For some reason, it cuts off some of them. It just says the name of the driver and the top of a bit of text. But anyway, it looks like we've got a grid of 12, which, considering there are quite a few dropouts last minute, isn't too bad.
That's a good
In
race.
my opinion. 3 of them are ours. That would be, of course, Mia Rose in the 909, who's now a full-time Hunter Birch simulation driver, especially after her brilliant performances at Road Atlanta. As qualifying begins. And we've got Eric Kamadi, of course, won the reverse grid race at Silverstone. And we've got Tom Dillon from Reading Game Series, who's filling in for Valente after he had to bounce quite quickly early in the week. But there we go, the drivers are leaving and qualifying getting underway then.
I love that. Right, let's bounce attitude you had there as well.
Yes. Sorry.
That's very Russell Howard talking about the Queen. But anyway, I've just come from Road America a couple of weeks ago for IndyCar, so
of course, yes,
a lot of good things about this circuit.
And there's the new livery as well for Mia Rose with the Oh, was it the Rose livery design or whatever it was? They'll be annoyed at me. Rose and her partner will be annoyed at me for forgetting Rose design, is it? It says in big pink letters on the side of the car. But there we go.
Very cool.
Nick has kindly edited the livery to make it look a little bit more like the endurance racing car. So clearly the livery's evolved. The team has taken a big step up, in my opinion, at least. And it's great that we've got two really capable substitute drivers, one of whom, of course, is a former race winner, and the other who is Tom Dillon, who is a podium finisher, of course, in EERC Touring Cars, as well as the 27, as you will remember, Josh, cruelly stealing what should have been our podium. Unfortunately, Eric Kamady had basically loads of lag for some unexplained reason that I'm sure was not his fault at all, but was clearly inflicted upon us by Tom and the Ruden Game team so they could take her. And Mia Rose has been setting some very impressive laps in practice here as well. And she was setting 2 minutes 15.6, sorry, I forgot how slow the touring cars here around Road America, which is mostly straights. And there we go, Mia Rose exits the carousel. And Mia Rose has actually said, I hope this is good enough for pole, but I can go faster.
Fantastic.
It's ominous for the rest of the 11 cars here. And Tom Dillon was feeling very embarrassed. He's saying, that's way ahead of what I've been able to do. Because Mia Rose was saying 2:16s earlier, and Tom was like, wow, I can't get anywhere near that. Seminara, though, for into the points in the Vauxhall Astra, the big blue Vauxhall Astra, is going to be a big threat here as well. So keep an eye on Seminara. And Chris Davis, of course, the big threat in the Drivers' Championship. If Chris Davis can close, he's about 20 points behind or so, which isn't really that far when you consider there's 15 for a win. So if he can get on the podium in both races, then Chris Davis could put himself back into play for Lev Speed, as we see Mia Rose, who was first out the pits, feeling very confident, starting her lap. Do you want to take us through it, Josh? Let's go on board if we can.
Downhill as well, into a very hard braking zone as well. The exit here as well comes up as well. There's a nasty bump at the exit that, like what Mia just did, you get onto it, the wheels sort of drag off the track. We saw the NASCAR race as well. Perfect opportunity for an overtake to slip up the inside, as the car on the outside tends to go wide. Now perfect straight downhill into the braking zone. It almost drops away from itself into turn 5. Heavy on the brakes, passed into the bridge corner, tight to the inside line. Perfect opportunity to overtake because there's so much runoff at the exit. Now blind entrance past bridge, a bit like Silverstone, top of the hill, turning towards the left, control the wheels and the slide as well. So in NASCAR over the weekend as well, loads of spinners there because they gave it too much power. The back end stepped out as well. Downhill once again, heavy on the braking zone, down to around about second gear as well. Hug the car in the inside line, get back on the power. Now the long sweeping corkscrew section begins as well. It's a quadruple apex as well, so you're constantly turning towards the right hand side as well. Hugs the inside line nicely. Last corners here is always a good one as well. Lights you back up, but this is Canada corner, flat out, bit like Monaco, got barriers on either side. The cat fencing as well, some Holborn instance there over the years as well. Now open up, you actually forget how long Road America is on the onboard as well, because it is just a big track. It's perfect for a Formula 1 venue as well. Out of the Canada section then, back up into some open air as well. It's the biggest open runoff on the track actually down this section as well. Under the bridge, last corner here as well. Wonderful run up. I'm looking forward to seeing a standing start. I'm really into rolling starts here as well, because up the hill, jump over, complete the lap time. First lap time on the board then for Mia Rose, and across it, there's the bridge, there's the control line. Now it's a 2:15.188.
Wow.
That's a good lap time, but
that is faster than she did say she could go faster, and she wasn't lying, was she?
That's a very good lap.
Unfortunately, we've lost control because it was lagging on me, and I left, and unfortunately, I can't get the link to go back in it. And I tried the link that Nick sent me earlier to get on the stream PC, and it says must provide a valid secret for private host. So we're basically stuck now because I was trying to be clever and. So let's go right on board, and then it was lagging on me, so I thought, well, Josh is probably able to see further ahead than what I can see, bizarrely, because of the way we got the setup. So yeah, I've kind of messed myself up there. I should have just left it on.
I can't even find the timing, so
I can send that to you. Don't worry about that. I've got the timing here.
Can't find the link.
Yeah, there we go. So Chris Davis has actually gone second faster, but he's 1.3 behind Mia Rose, 2:16.5. And let me just send you the link to the live race. Here you go.
Thank you very much.
So there you go. Loic Moynier is third on a 2:17.5. Then it is Seminara, who we expected to be a bit closer, 10th and a half behind Moynier. Peter Schumann is 5th at the moment. Pires is 6th. Eric Kamady in the other Hunter Birch simulation is 7th. Pascal Eggert is 8th. Thomas McHugh is 9th. And Nick Homard is the only other person to set a lap. 6.5 seconds off the leader. That's 2:21 down in 10th. But Lovas in the independent, is he in the Pull Street Boys car? Says Bollocks Lovas is 11th. And then Tom Dillon also just in the middle of setting a lap at the moment. And hopefully Nick Homard is able to send me another invite here. There we go, in the middle of doing his quali lap. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a second run in now. I'll just send her a thanks message before I go any further.
Works better as they come in as well, just to hold the advantage. Still a lot of good lap times there.
Apologies, we're probably still looking at Mia Rose again doing her out lap at the moment. I can't tell.
She's still in the garage at the moment.
Okay, well, she probably done her one and only lap then. There we go.
Top three, yeah, but still, Mia Rose, as you said, 2:15.188, fastest to the time so far since the server opened yesterday. Chris Davis, 2:16.526 as well, and Simona Samira, as you say, 2:16. Seminara, sorry, I haven't got my glasses.
Seminara pudding. Yeah, there we go. We actually got, ironically, a great look at the logo that I was talking about, the rose design logo on the front of the bonnet of the Hunter Birch Simulation 909. I believe they might have put the logo on the other cars just for a bit of uniformity. Let's have a look and see if Chris Davis, because he'll be the first of those out there trying to improve. There he is in the Lev speed with 7.5 minutes left to go. He's still on the outlap, just about to start his run then, Josh. So let's see what he gets up to, as Mia Rose and McHugh are the only ones in the pits at the moment. Everyone else is on track, I think, apart from Lovas. I don't see Lovas anywhere.
I don't either. I've double checked, sorry, Ed. I can't see him either. He's still in the pit lane, is 44.
Yeah. Here we go. And Davis starts another flying lap as he comes into turn one. Such a long run in these touring cars because the top speed is very slight compared to the prototypes. And of course, we've seen Road America hold the season finale of the endurance. In the very first season, it held the finale where there was that brilliant duel between the LMP2 fight ended quite early, but there was a great GD3 fight, as there tends to be, between I think 3 teams that season. There was the Pimps Racing Hungary squad who were just about in it. There was DDoS, which Liam Rance drove for, as we see the Sargento cheese van in the background. And looks like Schoenman has set a 50.3, about half a second slower than Mia Rose in the first sector, but an improvement on his personal best as Chris Davis goes as wide as he like for that looks like turn 3. There's the little sort of straight in between that sort of counts as well. Seminara, 50.1, only about 3 tenths, but Davis, fastest of all of them. So let's keep watching him then at 50.0. Still 2
he's gone
tenths
straight on. Sorry, Ed, he's gone straight on for the carousel section as well. Locked up the front brakes as well. It's front-wheel drive cars, so completely out of it.
That really shows how difficult the Astra is to drive here. It might not be the weapon of choice. Shall we see how Seminara is getting on? Because that's surely going to dent any progress Chris Davis will hope to have made. There's Seminara. Whoa, at full speed. Just a bit further up the track. And the Astra really giving it some in that blue Into the Points car. Not a lot of Into the Points drivers. We know Josh Hamilton and I believe Parikian have both had to pull out. So I think and Arda Erkan too as well, and Michael Steffel. So it's basically just Seminara, who is having a whale of a time, at least in qualifying for the Italian. In the races, he tends not to have quite as much rub of the green. Here we go. Second sector for Seminara, 47.2, so about 3 tenths faster than Davis in the second sector. He comes towards the line, and it's crucial for Seminara to get a bit up the grid. Schumann remains 5th, just behind Seminara's previous best time. But he's going to improve. There we go, on the front row for Seminara. Great lap by the Into the Points driver.
2:16.450 as well, so that's a very good front row of the grid here at Road America. 12 cars and 2 races coming up. It's going to be even fantastic as well.
It is, and we've got the reverse grid race as well later on.
Yeah.
Speaking of the other 2 Hunter Birch cars, Mia Rose still 1.2 seconds ahead of Seminara and the rest of the field. Eric Kamady down in 7th, 3.6 seconds off the pace as we look at McHugh going really over the curb and wide as a result at turn 1. and turn 1, it can really catch you out, can't it? It's a little bit like the turn 1 at Watkins Glen as well, I find. This is a 90-degree right-hander. Well, load of runoff, but it can be deceptively tricky.
Yeah, it just spits rough wide as well. It's perfect for rolling starts as well. We see constant action there in NASCAR and IndyCars. Kamedi comes in sideways almost into the back half of the track.
Goes a tenth faster, but he's still about 8 tenths behind Perez in 6th. So a little bit of work to do, but Kamedi could get some decent points here. He's still 2 places ahead of Tom Dillon, who is behind Pascal Eggert, of course. So we've got 2 Hunter Birch cars sandwiching the Finavond of Pascal Eggert. Where have we seen that before, Josh?
I don't know. It's a bit confusing, all this,
it does sound ever so slightly familiar.
Yeah, it's very tasty, isn't it, as well, as they go through. There's Thomas McHugh again making that mistake.
He's triggered the auto director, I think.
He has, yeah. He's gone straight on down at back half of the track into turn 11 and 12. Just after as well, so he just keeps making these mistakes as he comes back through the corkscrew back half carousel section.
Indeed. So a couple of drivers improving. Tom Dillon actually gets up to 7th then, so 2 tenths ahead of Eric Kamedi.
Ooh,
so
look at Homewood, he's replaced him already yet.
Oh wow, there we go.
Goes back.
So Nick Homewood, the moment he finishes mess around with me in the broadcast and my shenanigans, he's able to actually really do some damage on tractors. So I should have created more problems there. But now 3 Finavon cars in a line: Schumann, Perez, Homewood, 5th through to 7th. But there's got Chris Davis, of course, has really been the loser in all this. Look at how close he is, though, to Moynier, who's now up to 3rd, and then how close Moynier is to Seminara. So all 3 of them very close. Seminara, incidentally, is actually improving ever so slightly.
Yeah, Davis and Moynier, 0.04 of a second between them. That's insanity. Especially a touring car, Road America.
They're all different cars.
Yeah, they are.
Got the Chris Davis in the Live Speed Vauxhall Astra. Oh no, I think Seminara and Davis are in the same Astra.
Sorry, McHugh straight on there at turn 1 with a huge accident.
Yeah, McHugh did go up to 10th though, so he has displaced Pascal Eggert. So it's actually pretty tight near the back as well as near the front. But of course, it's still a massive gulf between Seminara and Mia Rose, and I believe Rose is Rose still in the pit lane? Yeah, she is. There we go. Thomas McHugh has actually gone there too, but let's keep an eye out. I don't see anybody improving out there at the moment, and we're getting down to the last 2 minutes, Josh. So I don't think Mia Rose is coming out again. I think that was a real Nico Rosberg style statement of intent. Do you remember about 10 years ago in China? When he got his first win. I don't think it was his first pole, but it was certainly his first win.
Yes, it did, yeah.
Where he basically did 1 lap, beat everyone, blew them away, and thought, well, I can't top that, and just spent the rest of Q3 sitting in the pit lane. You see Seminara once again hustling through that final sector, which is such a lovely high-speed thing, isn't it? And once you get through the carousel, it's really a case of... I remember we had a recreation of this track in Trackmania. Basically, there's the mountain here that you see Seminara going up, and that sort of exit of the I forget what the corner's called, but it's the sort of tri-ultimate kind of right-hander just at the end of that sort of high-speed section, just after the Sector 3 tying beam. That used to be a massive drop as well. Canada Corner, I think it's called. And you'd have this massive drop as well. I remember really, really struggling with that. Try not to fall off the track more than anything. Circuit of the Americas had that big slope as well. I remember if you didn't brake in time, you just flew off. That happened to me in the race while fighting for victory. And that was so annoying, I remember.
Coton is improving a lot as well. Road Atlanta, I thought, was a great track where we raced last time out. And certainly Road America's the more popular one as well, and many of the drivers have been saying we're really looking forward to both the touring car and next week with the endurance as well, so it's going to be constant battling as well, as my voice has started after
all that commentary. Well, you mentioned NASCAR already. We've actually got a Formula E support event. They're doing it. Pascal's running a NASCAR event that I think we're going to be I'm going to be commentating on. You said you would give me some tips. You see Chris Davis
Saturday,
powers towards the line. Can Davis get back onto the front row here? No, I don't think so. He stays 4th then. And those last 2 sectors really did in for Chris Davis, unfortunately. So the championship contender is going to stay 4th in the championship and 4th on the grid, it looks like. So it was a bit confusing because live races, the live timing sort of showed him improving in the final 2 sectors, and actually he wasn't.
I could see, it was purple, wasn't it?
I tell you who is improving, Tom Dillon, actually. Let's have a look, because it looks like Seminara is at another 50.0. I think he's the only one who can get anywhere near Mia Rose. Here's Tom.
Whoa,
Through the carousel. That's the rear drift out, and that is what the Subaru Levorg is really like to drive. And Tom Dillon, of course, hasn't driven it before up until yesterday, I don't think. Really testing the limits, but he is going to is Eric Comedy actually improving as well behind? Let's have a look.
Tom's dived into the pits. Eric's going to go
Moynier has actually set the fastest first sector of anyone, 49.7. So let's see if we can get a visual on him as Seminara. Yeah, he's going to stay second then, I think. He was improving personal best, but look at that MG. Wow, the purple Iris MG of Loic Moynier. And Moynier was saying, I wish in Red Atlanta he'd been in the Subaru. There was an offer to drive because Eric couldn't get in.
Eric goes 6th.
There we go. Great lap then by Eric Comedy. Seminara improves to just 9 tenths behind as Moynier goes really wide. And he's improved in the second sector, but he's about 4 or 5 tenths off of what Mia Rose was able to do in Sector 2 then. But can Loic Moynier steal second from Seminara? I think he's on track to do it, Josh. Here we go. It's just that run to the hill and
it's taking up so much speed as well. You lose about 2-3 mile an hour at the top of the hill because you just don't accelerate. The touring cars stall out as well. Cross the line.
He's done it. There we go. Yeah. And he spins in exultation. But still, that is that's quite a distance off of Mia Rose then, even though he improved.
6.5 tenths, Mia Rose. Well done. Perfect lap.
That was an excellent qualifying for Mia Rose. And later, she could have maybe gone a few tenths even faster, but I think she felt she set that lap and knew it was enough. And it helped certainly that it was a slightly reduced grid, but it was certainly a case of doing the job. Let's go through the order then before we forget, shall we? Because that might be a decent thing to do. Session results then. Let's get it into qualifying rather than practice. So there you go. Mia Rose will start on pole position from the 77 Iris of Loic Moynier. Then it is Simone Seminara into the points number 12, the Vauxhall Astra. Then the other Vauxhall Astra, the Live Speed 75 of Chris Davis. Then it is Francisco Perez in 5th. Eric Comedy in the top 6 on his return. First race since he won the reverse grid race at Silverstone, of course, which was our first win, let's not forget. Peter Schumann in the number 13 starts 7th. Nick Homewood starts 8th in the 445. Tom Dillon 9th in the 82, filling in the second driver to fill in for Valente this season. Thomas McHugh rounds out the top 10. And then in 11th, it will be Pascal Eggert, followed by Sazbolks Lovas. So there we go. A full group.
We only got 3 cars in. For us.
We got the full 3, yes.
Yeah, full 3, good. Just don't want to leave anybody out there when I was just putting a congratulations to Mia in the chat. Didn't want to leave anybody out. But Mia, that was an insanity lap as well. And
well, it shows who's got the most confidence in this car. And, of course, Mia the regular, and showing why. But it's certainly Tom Dillon and Eric Comedy doing on their returns. Not bad at all, I don't think. So we're waiting for the timing and the sound of the grid lights to appear and materialize, and then we'll be getting going. Because the grid, it's only Eric Davis and Mia Rose. So 2 of our drivers yet to be. Tom's on there, thankfully. So we just got to wait.
He's itching to go, isn't he?
He is, yes, looking to make a good first impression.
There's a danger of not starting if there's a server problem. Come on, guys. There we go. There's Mia. But where is Eric? Just waiting for Eric Comedy, and then they'll get underway. Standing start's going to be interesting here in Road America. Usually it's a rolling start. As you see, there's no actual grid hatchings on the track.
Such a long run into that first corner as well, so it's going to be absolutely crucial. Mia Rose said she didn't actually get the best getaway.
5 seconds.
Here we go. And the lights coming on then, and we're now underway for the race 1 in Road America. And I'm slightly behind, but there we go. Great start by Mia Rose, as looks like Loic Moynier has been left in the dust somewhat as Seminara, and it looks like Eric Comedy starting to challenge. He's got the 3 in front of him.
Eggett's off at the start. He's gone right back to 12th then as well. He got contact.
I think Eggert was spinning in the background, so something went wrong right at the getaway actually for Pascal Eggert. And his 3 teammates are there battling with Eric Comedy and Tom Dillon right behind. But it's Mia Rose who has really pulled away and made head 0.6 seconds ahead of Loic Mounier already. And it's looking like, just like in the first race at Road America, similar with Mounier and Rose just clearing off from everyone else. Seminara, though, has got Davis all over the back of him. And we've seen how much Seminara struggles in previous events to hold on to that podium position. Can he change the narrative here and keep Chris Davis behind? So far, looks like so good then.
McHughes has passed Lovas as well further back, and there's more dust being kicked up. Pascal Eggert then already having the start from hell, down into 12th position as well. Munio was just warming up his tyres a little bit as well, but a great start from Mia Rose, 9/10 ahead already, and the gap increases now over a second. Perfect getaway, and could be on to do the double, just like a certain team did back in Sao Paulo. Who was racing that? I can't remember.
It was Liam Rance. It was first race as well. Liam Rance, like I said, has won 4 out of the 6 races he's done, which is incredible.
Oh, big one! Sorry, it's going to crush it. Lovas there was just caught on the curb. I was telling you about in qualifying, and the car just sort of dipped inwards. It got
that might have been a lag spike on our own PC. But look, Eric Comedy has actually got a good run here onto that back of that looks like Schumann. Yeah, he's going to try and go round the outside into Canada corner.
And Dylan's passing homeward, and these two are still battling together.
Oh, wow, there we go. So both the Honda Boat Simulation drivers making moves. And looks like...
off goes homeward. He went off the track at the back as well, got caught off in the gravel.
I think him and Tom Dillon might have made some contact there.
Tom was slipping and sliding everywhere as well. He got a proper tank slap and just about held it as well as Schumann goes back on the inside as well. And,
wow, what a save by Tom Dillon.
Yeah.
That was going in all directions, and he's just about keeping McHugh behind at the moment then. But wow, what a start then in the lower order. But 1.9 already is Mia Rose's gap over Loic Mounier. So it's looking pretty stable up front. But we're watching the battles further back then. Some of the drivers in the middle of the field, like Chris Davis in particular, is the one bringing most ballast at the moment, running 4th in the championship. I think Homewood and Heroes might be running some ballast as well.
I can imagine it was a Code Brown moment for Dylan there as he went, he's off, destroying the advertising barriers. Oh, I've seen that before this week, especially in NASCAR, as now again Schumann's under pressure from Eric Comedy, trying to go around the outside. Homewood under pressure as well from McHugh, and Homewood goes straight on. McHugh goes back through on the inside line, and still up in front, Comedy versus Schumann, and Comedy's gone through on Schumann.
Yeah, there we go. A bit of a silly mistake, as just seeing Homewood going wide again, but Tom Dillon really sort of going wide on the straight there, which I did not expect. But Eric Comedy making a good progress here, having a really entertaining fight against Peter Schumann. Meanwhile, Davis is losing out to Perez then. There we go. It looks like Perez is fighting him at least. I think Davis may have just got back through, actually.
It's all go here, isn't it, in the start of this one? It's constant battle. I'm loving the sign of this one already here at Road America as we approach Canada corner. 18 minutes to go. Rose leads by 4 seconds. 4 seconds.
Yes, Seminara has actually got past Mounier, which I think was what I was avoiding noticing earlier somehow. But there we go, great by Seminara, and I think Seminara is the only one who could really challenge Mia Rose here. But the way Mia Rose just keeps pumping in those purple times, the only danger is got to make sure those soft tyres don't get worn out too quickly here. And so there we go, there's Mounier having just been demoted down into 3rd place, simply eager to get that back, because Iris still technically fighting us in the championship, although it's 3 against 1 here, so I don't really fancy Loic's chances.
No, I don't either. This is a perfect opportunity as Rose has just done a 2:15.
Looks like Eric Comedy dipped the wheel on the grass there as he tries to chase down Perez and Davis in their battle over 4th.
2:15.538 for Mia Rose, sets the fastest lap of the race so far. As
of the race so far, implying that she can go even faster.
Even she said it in the group chat, didn't she? I can go even faster. So there's something there as well as
everyone else setting personal best though early in the race. It is only lap 2, I think.
Everyone taking turn 1 extremely wide.
Yeah, there we go. It's some but too wide, in fact, as through goes Davis back by Perez.
Constant battling as Pascal Eggert now with Sasbos Luvas as well, who's down in 11th position. Pascal down in 12th. They've dropped a casino number back from Mia Rose, now 26 seconds And around about 20 seconds back from everybody else.
Yeah, great battle actually between Pascal and Lovas just to not finish last. But at least I did say to Tom Dillon that his aim was basically just to finish as Pascal gets through then.
And that's why he's gone too wide as well. So Lovas takes back through on the inside line. Pascal's trying to find a way back through. Not going to work there, my friend. Come on, Pascal. Show us what you've got. But right now, is he driving for fun or is it just constant bad luck for Pascal at the moment?
Yeah, I wonder what on earth happened there at the very beginning when he was just sideways. I think he must have either hit the car in front or stalled or something off the grid, which is very unlike Pascal.
Oh, lovely cutback round the outside. He's taken
he is so much
position.
faster than Lance. It is ridiculous.
I wonder if the car's damaged in some way, and that's why we're seeing him having these problems. If the car's got a damaged suspension rut or something, is it?
Yeah,
it's not lagging. It's not crabbing in any way. Looks fine to me.
Just annoying, but I feel like because I'm so worried about going out in the middle of the race that I'm sort of sticking with this lagging stream PC. There we go. Look at the steering now. I'm only seeing it like 30 minutes after I'm pressed it. But the steering looks fine to me as we see him pulling away now from Lovas, and it looks like Eric Kamedi is closing on Perez now as Perez falls back behind. Davis has actually made a mistake, falling behind Kamedi. So Kamedi making good progress into the top 5 now.
And he's going now as well to pull around the outside of Piers down towards turn 1. Can't do it. Piers holds the inside line. And Kamedi again, desperately trying to find the battle. Not paying off there. Constant drama, constant battle, constant action. Don't mind at all.
Yeah, there we go. And nice to have one of our drivers involved in it as well. Although it does somehow, the risk is somehow lessened by the fact that we've got another driver out front leading by 5 seconds over Seminara, who still is about 2 seconds ahead of Loic Moynier, and that's your top 3. But Kamedi, he's looking like this is the Eric Kamedi you saw win at Silverstone. He needed a break from sim racing. He took his break. And was leading, let's not forget, in the endurance race at Road Atlanta. And it feels like Eric's back, isn't he?
It really does feel like he's back in business as Tom Dillon moves into 9th position ahead of McHugh as Lovas goes off the track. McHugh moves back up into 9th position as well. And Kamedi versus Piers was hotting up, and Kamedi just ahead now as well. This is all action as Kamedi goes rumble strips off as well.
And we're seeing Lovas off track in a big way there as well, just a few seconds ago. But it looks like it's all under control then. Let's. This is where I didn't really want the auto director on. But let's hold our attention then on this battle then between Eric Kamedi and Francisco Perez in the Ring of On, the 15, and through the exit of the carousel, and through that long, fast section. And Kamedi backs up just a little bit.
Trying to find a way.
You can tell I've decided just to put the stream on my phone so that I can actually see it in real time. I'm so annoyed with the lag.
It's getting really bad, isn't it? We keep having these problems. Hopefully.
Yeah, I know, but
I think it's Discord.
I've got to find a workaround. Yeah. Well, I don't think it's Discord. I think it's the parsec.
Ethernet.
It could be that I'm using the Wi-Fi and have been for a while now.
That could be it. Ethernet. Send you an adapter.
Well, I've tried that, but anyway, long story. My dance is the Wi-Fi. But anyway, both of them are going really wide in the final corner, and Eric gets a little bit of a snap on. But it looks like Schumann behind is actually starting to close in on who? Somebody's closing in on somebody is what I'm thinking of.
I'll tell you what, Ed, I'll buy you a coat hanger helmet and hopefully you'll get the Wi-Fi signal a lot stronger.
Yeah, it looks like Dylan is closing on Homewood is what I was saying. We got 2 Finn of On's drivers under pressure from Hunterbird Simulation.
And off goes Homewood! Very wide there, takes over the grass.
Yes, and Dylan had to pull off this. These 2 who have both commentated with us, fighting each other for 7th position then.
Yes,
and what an entertaining scrap it is actually. As here comes Tom recovering from his earlier off. He's just forced Nick Homewood into one. That is, of course, Schumann just ahead of them. Tom Dillon is going to be on the outside as he got enough momentum to slingshot his way before they get into turn 3. It looks like Homewood's going to break late on the inside, and Dillon is still there, and they just about avoid contact. And Tom Dillon goes through around the outside. You don't see that every day at Road America.
Beautiful move! That was fantastic! That was ballsy beyond belief from
And we
Tom
might see
Dillon.
we might see a second act to this then, with Kamedi continuing to pressure Perez up the road, and Perez looking very, very vulnerable now as they go through the carousel. But yeah, that was quite a move by Tom Dillon, and he'll be happy about that. The battle of the part-time commentators, full-time drivers, I guess.
Tom Dillon's going to be with me in the coach
here
in
comes
London. Oh,
He's getting a
hello.
little bit alongside, but has to back off before they get to the high-speed section, and into Canada corner they go. But Perez, he is looking a little bit shaky here. And do you think maybe 10 minutes left to go, could Kamedi potentially challenge Moynier for third here if he can clear Perez? Here he is around the outside.
Oh, that's dangerous.
And Eric wisely thinks they're better at that. But he looks like he's having the time of his life out there, isn't he?
He's thrashing that Subaru around like nobody's business, isn't he? He's doing a fantastic job. I reckon he could get third position. He just needs to get ahead of Pierce here as well. Might be able to do it in the last corner. Pierce locked up as well. Kamedi's got a better exit. Look how much speed he's got. But you lose time running up the hill as well. Somebody call Kate Bush as they head down as well towards turn number 1. Kamedi looked to the outside. Didn't work out this time.
No, but he's still tucked right in the slipstream. And he forced an error. Can he force Perez to break later than he would really want to? He cuts to the inside. You can see those purple tyres. Oh, and he bumps him!
Contact.
And almost spins him around. But somehow Perez gets it under control. 10 minutes remaining. That was a little bit desperate by Kamedi, but I think he thought he could break a little bit later and then sort of had to back out, didn't he? Once he saw there was this big orange and black thing in the way.
Yeah, and Kamedi was shaking his car, making sure he didn't damage any of the steering as well. Looks like they've both got away with that okay. Kamedi's right back on him now as well, running around the
he's going to do the Tom
line.
Dillon move, and Dillon, come to think, he's actually starting to catch Schumann now, quite considerably.
Came on, and this is because of this little battle going on here, isn't it, as well? Schumann's dropping back, Kamedi battling with Pierce.
He's made a
goes
mistake,
off!
and through goes Eric Kamedi into 4th place, sorry.
Fabulous move there as well. I tell you what,
Yeah, that was a long time coming. He set him up there.
Fine of Honor are having a bit of a go at us, aren't they? Because
Yes,
we've
they
come
won't
in.
be happy at the end of this, that's for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Perez feels a little bit hard done by, but Kamedi's through now, and potentially, and he's a little bit far behind Moynier, but 10 seconds, that's not an unclosable gap. Well, Moynier might want to stay on his toes. Let's have a look at Dillon versus Schumann then. And he's right behind him again, so it's really coming together, isn't it?
Oh, it looked to the inside line of the carousel part of the track as well.
Schumann is lacking confidence. I wonder if Rinnevan
Contact.
starts to burn up their tyres. And there we go, Dillon hits the back. Just like, well, does a little love tap more than anything, which I'm sure Tom... He was commentating with the Indy 250, but we're constantly talking about little bits of contact there, and that race, of course, won so memorably and so brilliantly by Tobias Brunshine, who's really going up in the world. And,
Tobias won?
He did, he won the Indy 250. And here we go, around the outside once again. Comes in through Canada corner, but he's not on the ideal line there, and Schumann is going to push him off. And there we go.
It
but
turns to the
Dillon is
inside.
still there.
It becomes the inside line, but didn't have the speed with going on the grass. Schumann shut the door.
There we go. That was a defensive driving from Peter Schumann, and it puts Nick Homewood back into play ever so slightly as well as another little twitch after earlier in the race. I keep
Out
thinking
goes
Tom's going
Lovas.
to. Yeah, Lovas has been out a while. I think I should have said earlier, but
Oh, sorry, I just saw it DNF for me.
yeah, but Eggert has made a bit of progress too. He's got past Davis and McHugh, the two Lev speeds, to get into 9th. So Rinnevan's starting to recover. This is good points for them in the teams championship, but they will. They're not going to finish near the podium, especially now that Kamedi has displaced Perez as well.
Homewood
Decides to go to a different postcode there.
and Mia Rose is 12 seconds ahead of 7
Wow.
hour as well. That is
Rose
insane.
is just checked out at the moment as we see Lovas continuing to sit pretty in the pits, unfortunately. But also sitting pretty is Dillon. There's the corner there's the advertising hoarding that he hit earlier in the race, and now it's turned into his favourite overtaking spot. So there, it shows that this is how far he was pushing earlier in the race.
Yeah.
And here we go. He's going to get a wheel alongside Peter Schumann, but Schumann, the wily old fox, he just about covers it off. But has he left a little chink in the armour as they go uphill through into turn 4? And Dillon has just muscled his way through. But Peter Schumann is still there. He blares his lights on, and now he's got the inside for turn 5. This is brilliant racing between these two, and Tom Dillon nearly goes off track there, but just about holds on. And Schumann, he's going to have to turn in here. And
Schumann's
Tom
lost it.
Dillon's done it.
Brilliant from Tom. That was some brilliant side-by-side manoeuvres as well. And considering, as you said earlier on, he hit the Santino's board as well, which is the local cheese consumer as well around this part. Cheese grommet as well. I could do some cheese. It does make you want cheese as well.
I did eat cheese just before this because my dad said, "Oh, I'm not here, so you need to eat it up." But anyway, Schumann hasn't given up, has he?
Did you eat the bait? Did you? Never mind. I'm not going to do that joke.
Here we go. Schumann on the outside, then into Canada corner. He's just got the little run, and Tom. Oh, he's held the dummy on Tom Dillon. He breaks super late. Oh! And just hits the side of Tom Dillon. Dillon was sort of offline there. And there we go. Schumann makes an opportunity there, rubbing his racing. And Dillon, if he's not careful, all three of these Formula 1 cars could gang up because Eggert and Homewood are not far behind now.
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
Oh, there we go. Kamadi has not really done a great job of closing in Mounier, but he has just about pulled 2 seconds on Francisco Perez. Mounier is only about 3 seconds behind Seminar, and here we go, both going to the inside there, right against the wall. And Dillon is going to have to go the long way around Schumann this time. What an exceptional battle these two are having, aren't they, Josh?
Into the braking zone for turn one. Dillon's going to have the outside line. We've got that manoeuvre. They somehow both keep it between the white lines as well. And Homewood's watching on thinking, I can't do any of this at the moment. Look at Dillon as well. This is reminding me of the last lap of the NASCAR Xfinity Series race as well last Saturday. When on the last lap as well, they both Larson and...
yellow in second two. I might be McHugh or Davis in trouble. I think McHugh's dropped a long way down. But Dillon has got the inside line then into turn 3.
He's on the grass.
He's a little bit on the grass as well. But here we go. I think he's going to be able to... Oh, no. Schumann just sweeps in, but goes way too deep and off onto the grass even. There's plenty of runoff too. And Tom Dillon retakes that 6th position. But for how much longer? Because Schumann is surely going to counter-attack. Oh, especially if Tom slides out like that again. And it's got the sea of orange behind, and the waves are lapping at his heels.
Looks like Tom Dillon might just have a couple of seconds of breathing room here. Schumann, I don't think we'll have to attack for another lap, but he's
he's made a mistake, and he's going to come out right alongside, and Schumann's back through again. Tom is just putting on a show now, isn't he? Just every time he gets through, he makes a little mistake.
Yeah, it's almost like what I do when I'm on PlayStation and I'm racing against Sims on F1 2022 or something like that. It's just... I'll make a mistake. If I'm so far in the lead, I'll just stop for a couple of seconds so it makes itself more interesting. It's exactly what Tom's doing as Schumann goes wide at Canada corner. Tom's right back up there. There's another final one there just of Pascal Eggert, who's somehow made up into 9th place, who's joining this battle as well. Tom tries to swing round the outside again. Can't make it through. Going to try and get the cutback. Lund taps the back again. Now he's got the run. Schumann shuts the door. Brilliant.
Can I just say, I'm so glad and proud. Growled, as I said.
You've growled him.
that I signed Tom Dillon because he's put on quite a show, and it would just be these Ring of 1 cars just sort of not really racing each other otherwise, in all honesty. Tom's there. It's very, very interesting, and here comes Homewood really getting involved now with just 3 minutes left to go. Mia Rose nearly 20 seconds to the good. But here comes Tom Dillon. He's going to have to try the outside. Schumann makes him go the longest way round once again. And look, Tom and Peter have got their lights on just to put some intimidation. Pascal hasn't put the lights on. He's clearly not got the memo, being so far back. And here we go. It's a sandwich. And like I said, when have we seen this before?
And
so Pascal was involved too.
This is unbelievable racing we're seeing at the moment, and Homewood's caught right back up after being out for a couple of minutes as well. But look at this. Tom Dillon is just pushing up. And I'll remind you, 3 of the 4 we're seeing battling here, Dillon, Homewood and Eggert, they're all part of the commentary team.
That's true, and we've even had Peter come in as well to do a little bit of the commentary. A bird, wasn't it? And there we go, another mistake by Schumann at turn 3. And Dillon has once again got the inside, but needs to complete the move. And there was a little bit of contact between the two, and this could let Homewood now take advantage. And the 3 Pinavons need to make sure they don't hold each other up, because you've got to think maybe Pascal Eggert will probably be the fastest of these 3. But Schumann has done a brilliant job to keep himself in the picture here as we go into the final 2 minutes. And once again, Tom Dillon goes a little bit wide, but this time emerges just in front of the 3. But he will get a very, very slow run through the carousel and needs to make sure he's positioned his car perfectly. But there we go, the superior handling of the Subaru through those fast corners, really coming to the
Tom's wide.
As I say that, he just about, and they all go off. Wow, they're all just following each other like little ducks in a row. And it's Tom Dillon who's the big mother duck at the moment. Pascal has another off in the background. Wow, we've got to show Mia Rose crossing the line later on, but in the next minute or so.
23 seconds leading, Tom Dillon's joining me in the commentary box.
Mia Rose starts effectively the final lap now, but Tom Dillon is really holding off these three. It's like a swarm of angry black and orange hornets chasing the green piece of salad, which is the number 82. Oh, look at Pascal destroying, obliterating the advertising signage just at the penultimate corner, and all three of them kicking up the dust as well. What is going on?
Well, this is insanity. It's Homewood's now going to go side by side with Schumann as well down towards turn 1. I've had both Tom and Nick in the commentary box and
look what's happening over at Moynier has caught Seminara in the battle for second. Sorry to interrupt and take us away there, but here Loic Moynier's got a little bit of a run on Simone Seminara. And finally, maybe he's kept their tyres on that MG in better nick, as Rose is going round, I believe, in the second sector now. So she's about to enter the final sector as the clock runs out, and Eggert now is ahead of Homewood. So sorry about that. I thought there might have been a move here for second position, but not to be. It's these three that put on the show now, as Tom Dillon has now made a run for it.
I think there must have been a bit of contact between them because they've all separated a bit much. But yeah, I've had Tom Dillon and Nick Homewood in the commentary box on Super Series.
Here comes Nick up the inside of Pascal and through into turn 3. So Pascal will not like that at all. He cuts back underneath. Oh, brilliant there by Pascal.
Yeah, they are great driver analysts as well. They know exactly where to put the car, exactly what to talk about as well. So they put in their words into practice at the moment. You're seeing it paying off. Two great broadcasters, two great drivers. But here is the best driver of the lot, 23 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Mia Rose is just
Moynier
shot.
very close to Seminara, but Mia Rose has been peerless the entire afternoon so far. We'll have to share. Oh, and there's looks like McHugh has just stopped at the final corner just to spectate the winner coming through. But that's a bit dangerous, and he's got going again. So clearly not a great day for Levsby, but for Hunterberg Simulation, it's yet another win for Mia Rose. It's her second victory in EERC Touring Cars, and that puts her well in the mix towards the top 10 as she crosses the line. What a great win by the Australian. But here comes Moynier on Seminara, and Seminara makes a mistake. Moynier's through at the penultimate corner, but Seminara isn't done yet. He's looking up the inside, and that's Loic giving him the place back. So there was a bit of contact between the two, and so Seminara, it's just a drag race to the line now, and a Kameni is closed in because of this ever so slightly. But here we go. Seminara is going to take his first podium in EERC Touring Cars, just beating Loic Moynier. But on his return, it's Eric Kameni who's going to take fourth then from Francisco Perez. There we go. He crosses the line now to euphoric applause from myself and Joshua as
well
Tom
done.
And then behind it's Perez. Then Tom Dillon takes sixth in his substitute appearance. He wasn't even really supposed to race today until like 4 days ago. But he did a brilliant job and put on quite the show as Seminara has run out of fuel. There is Pascal Eggert, who got up to 7th after a horrible start to the race. What a great recovery by Pascal. Then it is Nick Homewood in 8th and Davis in 9th. Schumann DNF, surprisingly. And but he's still going to finish a lap ahead of Thomas McHugh then, who has already crossed the line. So there we go. Whoa. As far as race 1 battles go, it tends to be further down the order that you see the action, and we did have that close battle for second near the end as well. So yeah, pretty good race 1, I would have to say. And race 2, it's going to be a reverse grid, so I can't wait to see that. But before we go to that, Josh, do you want to see the results then?
Let's take a look. Do you want me to run them through, or are you running them through?
Well, I'd love to run it through, but I'm clicking the scroll down so I can actually get to the results on the overlay, and sweet FA is happening. By FA, I don't mean Frinavond.
They're still on the screen, so I've still got them, so I'll run them through if we can.
All right, fair enough.
Mia Rose takes victory then in race 1 as well with Simone how do you pronounce the second name?
Seminara, like Seminara pudding.
Seminara pudding. In second position, Loic Moynier is in third, Eric Kameni 4th, Francesco Perez in 5th, Tom Dillon 6th, Pascal Eggert 7th, good recovery from him as well. Nick Homewood is 8th, Chris Davis 9th, Peter Schumann out of the race in 10th, Thomas McHugh in 11th, and Shazboz Lovas down in 12th position as well. Checkered flag is out, race 2 is about to start with it being reverse grid as well.
Indeed. There we go. I've finally get to the ruined race results, but there's not much point in doing that now because you've just gone through them. Yeah, I should have done what I did earlier, and now it's already frozen up on me again. There we go. Right, I just have to keep switching between software and hardware encoding. That'll do the trick, rather than disconnecting. Maybe I should just do that in the future, rather than putting myself in trouble. We don't have any joiners, it seems, as we switch to warm-up. So it looks like we got the same 12 cars as before, or is it 11 cars? Looks like we might have lost somebody. But certainly, I think other than Mia Rose winning second race, and certainly putting us, like, she was 18th in the championship going into this round. So she greatly improved her rank in the standings. I think Seminara was the big surprise there, because I sort of expected Simone to fall apart again, and he really came through there. I remember Bud, he qualified second on the grid to Liam Rance and basically stalled at the start in race 1, didn't even do race 2, and then Road Atlanta, he had a really messy race as well.
It's Schumann. Schumann's missing.
Okay, so well, he did DNF near the end. I wasn't quite sure what happened to Peter, because he was ahead of both Pascal and Nick. So something happened there. But,
server? Do you reckon his server's crashed?
Could have. I don't have a way of refreshing the server, so...
We haven't gone straight to the race 2, you see. The warm-up's still happening, so...
Yeah, we'll have to see, but I'll have see if we get any messages in announcements. No, I have one from qualifying earlier. Let's see what our drivers are saying, because all of them, I think, would be in a pretty good mood after that. I can see what you're saying, Josh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Very proud. Going straight to race, says Nick Homewood on the course here. Tom Mickey says, how is the last P1? Reverse grid. So everyone switches over. That's how.
Well, Lovas didn't finish, though. So that's a bit confusing. Because maybe because Eric has come back. Because remember, he didn't do race 1 at Silverstone, so he got basically second on the grid and won from there at Silverstone, and they sort of changed the rules to stop you joining for race 2 and getting on pole and winning. So that was a sort of the comedy rule, as I like to call it. So maybe now he's come back, that he's somehow found a way to glitch the system. And
so Lovas on pole, McHugh second, Davis third, Homewood fourth, Eggett fifth, Dillon sixth, Piers seventh, Kamadi eighth, Rooney at ninth.
Tom's saying some of these guys just drive into you.
Are you new, Tom? Come on, Tom.
Well, he is new to this.
He's new to this.
Specifically. He's done the endurance races, so he's used to being in a LMP2 car and being bumped by GDs and LMP1s. But wait, was there we go. Eric saying, was I meant to use Mumble? Not if you don't want to.
I think we're getting ready. So if you cast in the pits,
it might come in handy.
Well, this is embarrassing. All of our cars are still in the pits, and Lovas as well. Everyone's still the grid ready.
Could be a bit of grid sorting going on. There's a bit of echo going on, by the sounds of things. But hey, my voice is so nice, I like to hear it twice. Because I'm vain and lazy.
There's Homewood. He's in position.
But there you go. Your grid is going to be Sasbolks, Lovas from Thomas McHugh, Chris Davis. Big opportunity for Davis, of course, after his disappointment in the first race. Nick Homewood 4th, Eggett 5th, Dillon 6th, Pires 7th, Kamadi 8th, Moynier 9th, Seminara 10th, and Mia Rose at the back in 11th then. It doesn't look like Schumann is going to be able to get back in time, it would seem.
Yeah, confirmation from everyone that he's left.
Yeah.
Here comes the start.
Here we go then. You want to take us through it, Josh, because I have to get back.
Lights out, race on. Lovas, I think, might have jumped the start as well. As soon as the green flag went, he took a great getaway. McHugh takes second position, which becomes the lead for turn 1. But here come the final Vaughn and the Hunterburg simulation car straight down. But stalling in the grid was Mia Rose. Mia's gone right back into Lovas. And there's contact in turn 1. Multiple cars involved as they come through as well. They all get through, bumping the ball in, and they continue on. But Rose is right in the back.
Yeah, but great start for Levspeed then. Both their cars getting past Lovas. And it's McHugh leading Davis. So Levspeed will have to manage this delicately then. Tom Dillon saying,
off.
Yeah, oh dear. Very, very bad news. One of the things that Tom Dillon said just before the start was, I'll let you through, Mia. Well, that'd be quite hard if Mia has that issue. But she's already caught up to Kamadi, of course, who's just gone off the road. And it's Tom Dillon who's actually... Oh, look at that! Lovas and
too far.
Levspeed.
They've
he go all the way off into the gravel. And there's Tom Dillon. He's trying to get past both of them.
Contact into the wall. Just saved it was Dillon as well. And they were all running off.
Oh, there could be damage there for Tom Dillon. But, oh, look at this. It's very, very chaotic because Lovaas has really caused a bit of a logjam here. And look at this. Floyd Moynier trying to get through past the Bring Up On drivers as well.
Someone was off there at the top of the hill. No one's gone through the gravel just yet. Me and Rose is
But it
starting
is
to come back
Homewood
in.
now ahead of McHugh, crucially. So
Yeah,
could Nick
oh.
get his first win? He's got to hold off Thomas McHugh first. But it's a three-way right now because Lovaas is really holding up the pack behind him. And 100 Birch Simulation, it's a matter of survival now, isn't it, between our three cars as Moynier passes Pires.
Conspiracy is off goes right to the back. That was, who was it? It was Eggert as well going off as Lovaas now side by side. Mounier trying to go on the outside. Battle for the second position as Homewood tries to hold on. But McHugh's going to send it up the inside line. And we've got Team Leversmead going through 1-2. And this is
Lovaas wide again. And through goes 1 and 2. Brinavon cars, and now Seminara fancies a go at him as well. And Seminara's got Dillon right behind, and the 300 Birch Simulation cars with Rose only about a second behind as well. Rose is really catching up now to Tom Dillon, and they could coordinate here. Tom Dillon could let Rose from Rose. There she goes. There we go. She could be a real factor now, right behind Seminara.
Look how much faster Rose is. This is insanity from her. She's already closed right back up after stalling, and she's right on the back of Seminara and Lovaas as well. Dillon's dropped back immediately, and Rose is going to go for the move as McHugh and Homewood swap positions as well. Up in towards turn 1. Rose going low on the brakes, takes it through.
Yeah,
Contact with
Lovaas. Just trying to hold on to me, Rose. That wasn't going to work, my friend. And Lovaas in the 44. Yeah, so exactly. It's going to let Tom through as well. Dillon back up into 9th then. But Mia Rose will be the one making progress here. As Dillon doing his favourite opening few laps off track moment. As look up ahead though. That looks like
Eggert passing.
There's Pires on the out. It's Homer trying to fight back against Thomas McHugh as well. And there's
cheeky.
And they're still right there. And it looks like Homer's done it.
Mounier still ahead of Eggert as well, but McHugh switching over. Everyone switching positions, left, right, and centre.
Oh, looks like Nick Homer's on the outside, but Pires has got past Moynier. And that's an odd line, Nick.
That's an even odder line from McHugh.
There we go. Looks like they're trying to psych each other out somehow. I'm not sure if that was going to work.
You take the high road, I'll take the low road.
There we go. Moynier frustrated then behind Pires, and that has allowed Pascal Eggert, Seminara, and Mia Rose to close back in then. We'll have to hear afterwards what happened to Mia Rose at the start because it looked very similar to what happened to Pascal Eggert. But here we go, Moynier trying to get a wheel alongside then. And he's got a face full of Francisco Pires, just like Eric Kamedi did last time out. But there we go. A little bit deep. Pires really pushing the boat out to try and hold that position. And it looks like Homewood is still battling like crazy against McHugh.
The first grid races are fun, no matter what series they are.
Looks like Mia Rose up the inside of Seminara. Is she going to do it? No, not quite. Seminara's got her number, at least for now. But Mia Rose is going to push like crazy to find any way through, as looks like Dillon and Kamedi are having a personal little battle for 9th. I think Dillon might be really suffering from the steering. And little error by Seminara opens the door ever so slightly then for Mia Rose.
Lights go on for Mia as well as the other two Hunter Birch Simulation just taking some personal battles. Here comes Mia Rose down towards turn 1.
Seminara on the outside of Pascal Eggert then. Mia Rose is going to have to manage this very, very delicately. Is she going to go follow Seminara around the outside, or is she going to try and undercut both of them? Look up ahead, Moynier going around the outside of Pires.
Beautiful from Rose, she goes through as well. Eggert's dropped down the order as well. There's Pires going as well in a battle.
And looks like Mia Rose making another move. There we go, up the inside of Seminara, and Eggert taking advantage too. So a crucial mistake there from Seminara. A momentary lapse of concentration, just too deep on the brakes. Through goes Mia Rose. And it looks like Pires isn't done yet either though. And Seminara is going to duck back into the slipstream. No, he's staying around the inside then and hoping that
3 to 1.
Here we go. Not quite. And it looked like Eggert wanted a little go at Mia Rose. Pires off track.
Oh, it's Pires. Sorry, I thought it was Homewood.
Yeah, Homewood is back up to second though. He's got back in front of
He
McHugh.
has.
While we've been watching this engrossing battle, and up the inside goes Seminara on Eggert, and Eggert pushed out wide. He will not be happy with that move whatsoever. And now Perez looking very vulnerable. Surely Mia Rose is going to find a way through on the exit of the carousel. No, she's going for the entrance of the carousel. Let's not waste time, shall we, Mia? Through we go. And then it's the old Team Iris car, Loic Moynier. Mia Rose's former team is Seminara, still battling away with the two Ring of Honor cars. But Mia Rose still in this, 15 minutes remaining. But it's quite a gap though, isn't it? 7 seconds to the lead.
She was 20 seconds ahead, so I have every confidence she can gain that time back. She's stalling through the field. Remember, she stalled at the start. Was
we crashed! That looks like McHugh! Thomas McHugh binned it on the exit there. He just went too wide through the fast stuff. Approaching Canada corner, and that's bitter disappointment for the Irishman in the left speed. Was fighting for the win, was fighting for the podium, and threw it away. That's made Mia Rose's job ever so slightly easier, hasn't it? One less person to overtake. Yeah, here we go. So Moynier now has got the lady of the hour, it must be said, right behind her, and fighting for that third position. Oh, the MG is not the easiest car to drive around here, but Loic Moynier doing his level best to keep Mia Rose behind. Purple tires, purple car. Can he get those softs to perform when he needs them? Up the inside he goes in defensive position, but Mia Rose, the matriarch of manoeuvre, goes for the outside. Can she get this one to work? Nick Homewood up ahead. We've seen our cars fight Nick Homewood before, haven't we? Oh, but she's still not cleared. Loic Moynier making a real go of it here. And we saw Moynier actually beat Mia Rose in reverse last time out at Road Atlanta. But Mia Rose has got much more time now to catch up, and up the inside she goes. There was a little gap, but they made contact, and now the pack bunches right back together.
That was so close to contact as well. They're trying their best in this situation. They did.
Went for the inside, and there was just a little bit of contact. Not enough to destabilize them. That's Perez and Seminara going side by side as well behind them. And Mia Rose. Oh, that's a bit late. You're not going to get through there. And but Loic Moynier goes wide, and has a little bump there as well. But the two Ring of Honors really trying to push out Seminara behind. But Mia Rose up the inside, which becomes the outside as Loic Moynier goes off track once more. Can she complete the move around the outside? This is going to be difficult. Oh, there wasn't enough space there, and they make contact again.
And the two final ones as well, trying to go back to Mia's cut the comeback down into the carousel corner. She's going to run him off the track as she makes the move. Can she shut the door for the carousel? No! And back up the inside comes Mia, but Mia's got so much more pace and shuts the door.
And there we go. Eggert is past Seminara as well. I think just behind. And Perez is really under pressure from the both of them, and he's letting Kamadi get involved in this spat as well. But there we go. Mia Rose up to third, 8 seconds now behind Davis in the lead. Remember, Davis could make big inroads in the championship, especially on outside of Valente Sven Gielhead, and of course Liam Ratz as the two Ring of Honors go side by side. Perez and Eggert. And Eggert goes swing around the outside of Seminara, goes all the way off the track there, and that's going to let Eric Kamadi up to 7th then. Big off by Simone Seminara. And was that Dylan getting through as well? Yeah, Dylan going a bit slow, but enough to get through. Looks like Perez has dropped back behind Eggert then. Dylan. No, that was Kamadi, sorry, who's drifting there. Here we go. Perez is going side by side again, and Eggert is refusing to give up, and that's what we love about Pascal Eggert. He's a fair, clean racer most of the time, but he puts on quite a show, and he's so, I don't want to say stubborn, but he really fights to the very, very last lap if he can.
And Lovas and McHugh, the two retirements so far. I wish he would not take part.
Look at Mia Rose as well. Another brilliant lap there, 38. She was like a whole second faster almost in that last lap. And she's just 5.6 seconds behind, which she was 8 seconds behind just a lap ago.
So she's closing down, as is the Saltino cheese of the people. Meantime, Pierre is having to say cheese to Pascal Eggert, who is weaving back.
Eggert loses it! Oh my goodness! And he sliced both of them off, and that's going to let Eric Kamadi through. No! That was an unsafe rejoin by Perez, surely. And Eric Kamadi will be disappointed by that.
What?
And that lets Seminara through as well. So it's not over yet, of course, but that was a deeply contested and controversial moment. But Rose meanwhile, continues to close in on Nick Homewood. There she is. And Moynier's done pretty well to actually stick with her, it must be said. But the progress of Mia Rose, 11 minutes left to go. She's still in this. And if I was Chris Davis, I would start to get a little bit worried there. Purple first sector by Mia Rose. But yeah, what was your take there on that incident? It looked like to me like Eggert messed up, and Perez in his rush to rejoin perhaps didn't see Eric Kamady in time.
Pierce came to shut the door as well. I mean, and rewind and take another look at it as well. So stop me if anything happens. So Pascal was weaving left and right, made the mistake, locked the brake on the outside line, hit the side of Pierce, forced them all three of them off the track. Pierce came back on after touching the gravel. Eric had a bit of a slide, but just got sideswiped by Pierce. That's an unsafe release. That's a penalty for both Pierce and for Egan, in my opinion.
We'll see. Well, crucially, no penalty for Eric Kamady. Well, you should probably, as a team owner, it might be advisable that we ask the stewards to investigate that one. But anyway, here we go. Mia Rose now well in the slipstream with Nick Homewood. Here we go. 10 minutes remaining. Does Homewood defend the inside? Oh, but I think Mia Rose is going to clean swoop around the outside of him then. Here we go. She breaks deep and turns in at turn one. And but it goes really wide. Just about holds on there. And like Moynier goes even wider as he tries in vain to catch up to the both of them. But that was pretty neat and tidy by Mia Rose, it must be said.
Stalled on the grid, can I just point out, was 8 seconds down, is now 2
Kamady's actually
seconds away.
fallen behind Eggert. And we've been watching this. So something's happened to him there. And I think Kamady might be nursing a bit of damage from that incident with Perez.
Surely.
Well, we could have a look, but I don't want to miss Mia Rose. She's only about 2 seconds and perhaps slightly less than that behind Chris Davis then. And should never have been more determined to get... Actually, she makes a little mistake. The first we've seen in the whole race. And Homewood almost has a little think about going up the inside of turn 3. But thinks better of it. And that just shows how hard Mia Rose is pushing to keep the pressure on to Chris Davis. She's got 9 minutes. She doesn't need to rush herself here. But this could be very, very tense near the final closing stages then.
Incredibly close situations right now as well, as they all still going through. And actually as well, here comes Pierce as well battling. I had Nick in the commentary box of touring cars last race at Croft as well, and he was saying he was writing down some tips
Perez
to get
hits the back of Kamady again. Oh, that was a bit dirty by Francisco Perez there.
Looks like he's backed up as well, just maybe get the position back. I think Eric's a bit frustrated at the moment, so he's off.
That wasn't really his fault, was it? There you go. It looks like Tom has gone through, and
where is Tom? Is Tom? Aslavas.
Yeah, Kamady, I think is still. Oh yeah, there we go. Kamady's still in it. There we go.
Right,
just ahead of Tom. So both our cars still running. We'll still get points crucially, but there we go. Mia Rose then, only a second behind now with 8 minutes 20 seconds left to go, and Chris Davis. He needs to keep his championship alive from his point of view, of course. So will he go over really aggressive in defence here? As he go on board with Mia Rose. Delicate hands on the wheel here. She needs to make sure she doesn't slip up now after all that hard work. But surely it's only a matter of time before that Lev Speed's mirrors are full of that bright green Hunterbird simulation car and Mia Rose. Mia Rose going to look for the outside here. Davis already going defensive, which will compromise his exit from turn 1. Mia Rose threading the wheel, and almost losing it. Just about holding on.
You know what I say about Jamie Chadwick in the W Series and how she should move up? And case in point, Mia Rose. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. We need to do an endurance ASAP. I know she did Road Atlanta.
Well, she did do. She is in endurance.
Yeah.
Her and Eric Kamady are the full-time drivers, and occasionally we can get Liam Rance and maybe someone else as well. But here we go. Mia Rose to the outside, then brakes super late. What can Chris Davis do? Oh, Mia Rose somehow gets it turned in and stopped in time and retakes the lead from the very back of the grid, from having stalled, from having been a long way down, and she's fought her way through the entire field. And with 7 minutes left to go, it looks like it's Mia Rose's to lose. She's going to do what Liam Rance did in Sao Paulo. 2 on the bounce, and there was no need for any weather to intervene this time. She just really battled her way through the hard way, didn't she, Josh?
Absolutely fantastic as well, and that is, I'm so happy and proud right now as well. And I know, Ed, you do a lot of the work as well, nearly all of it as well.
Whoa, Tom Dillon was really
like Tom
out there to try and catch Perez. It looks like Perez has let Kamady through, by the way. So maybe that might factor into investigations, but let's hope he doesn't hit him in the back again. Oh, If he didn't hit him there, he came very, very close.
What is wrong with Pierce today?
His brakes don't work very well.
Yeah. Does he want to drive with us or something like that? He's that desperate to be in one of our cars today, it seems.
He's attached to the rear bumper and he's falling back into the clutches now of Tom Dillon, interestingly. As Eric Comedy goes wide. Let's have a look at the steering on Eric's car, by the way. No, that's the cockpit, sorry. It doesn't look easy. It's mostly straight, though. So, hopefully he can just about manage any damage. Oh, Dillon hits the wall.
Is he out?
Oh, he's recovered. I think if you look at his steering, it'll be much worse, Nick. Yeah, 45-degree angle. There we go. So Dillon doing well just to avoid the wall, I guess.
And Tom racing in a garage convert, which I must assume, because it's hot in this commentary box right now where I am, and it's a similar thing. But he's got his gaming PC on, so it must be absolutely abysmal right now for Tom Dillon driving like that. Sweat would be dripping down his face.
Oh, indeed. So let's keep an eye then with 5 minutes left to go. I think the big battle is Moynier versus Homewood now for that final spot on the podium, isn't it?
Mira is 3.3 seconds ahead already.
Comedy is caught back up to Pires though, so I wonder if Pires might be nursing some damage as well.
I'm starting to think to Rose to stop on the grid to prove something.
Well, we can ask her hopefully at the end of this. As here we go, Eric Comedy inexorably closing in back on Pires, and the two magnetized to each other the entire race. But Comedy, he would have felt that maybe more was possible, maybe a top 5, top 6 if Pires hadn't tagged him around or run into the back of him indeed. But it looks like him and Dillon have not had the rub of the green despite the colour of their cars. But Mia Rose, she didn't have the rub of the green either. She really had to fight her way through then, and that really shows the difference really between a very, very good driver like Eric Comedy and an absolutely exceptional driver like Mia Rose, it must be said. But Eric Comedy has been improving all the time. And there we go. He might have an opportunity to just sneak 7th place here because Pires has gone really, really wide. And that Subaru is going to have to place itself very, very well in order to retake 7th position. Oh, Comedy has to get out of it. Oh, that doesn't look like great steering. The steering being really, really slow. I think actually he may have taken more damage than we realised from earlier on because that looks horrible.
He's checked. You see that he's shaking the wheel. He's checking to see if he got damage.
I'm not sure it's going in a straight line. Certainly not braking in a straight line. Is that Eggert in trouble up ahead?
Yeah, Eggert's is slowing.
Yeah, Eggert's got a horrible run through the carousel because here comes Pires now.
Constant drama there.
He's really fallen off the back of Seminara. Moynier is also a couple of attempts behind Homewood now. So it's really hotting up then. Oh, Dylan going off again with his barely functioning Subaru. But it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say after this. Oh, look at this. Eggert really under pressure now from both cars. And Comedy could sneak past both of them and get into 6th here. All might not be lost for Eric then. But he's really got to manage this superbly well. Because Eggert is going to really back. He's going to back Pires into him if he's not careful, isn't he?
Oh, what there?
Well, that looked almost like the car falling into the road there. But look, Eggert not really getting the run he needed. Up the inside goes Pires, and he doesn't really fight that one too much. I suspect he will fight Comedy a little bit harder. But having said that, he's still there. And Comedy's getting the double slipstream. Oh, and almost in the wall. That was again a little bit sketchy by Pires, but maybe there was a bit of lag there. Oh, here we go. Let's hope these two fight each other because it's really going to create an opportunity here as Homewood is passed by Lloyd Moynier for 3rd position. There we go. Just off track goes Nick Homewood, and he did so well to hold on to that for so long. And Davis is not far up the road either, so I think Moynier fancies 2nd place. The 2nd place that he lost last time out, let's not forget, as Eggert continues to fight. And there we go. Comedy has got by Eggert. Well, at least temporarily. Yes. Pascal looks really fired up now after that error. We don't know quite what happened. Perhaps there was contact with Seminara. But, Eric Comedy just must be paranoid looking at the race thinking that orange car is going to run into the back of me again.
Yeah, this orange one in front is going to crash into me as well.
We saw this before with Valente and Liam Rance in Bud where he felt like 3.5 Ons were ganging up on him.
I I'm seeing double here, 4, 5, 1s as well. Because they come through yellow sector 2.
Oh, I wonder what that is.
Oh, it's Tom Dillon. Tom's off. Tom's
he's
in the
50
wall.
seconds down, so Tom will... Oh, there we go, mistake, and Pomedi up the inside, approaching into the carousel, which becomes the outside. Pires is still there. That was a sensational move around the outside by Pomedi to hold on to that one.
Caught us by surprise. We were looking at Tom Dillon spinning round as well, but Eric was brilliant there. Off the track goes Pascal.
That's Pascal, yes, and that might have been how he lost all that momentum earlier by going off at the carousel. But what a superb recovery by Pomedi. All three of the wounded warriors here go off track there. We've only got a minute left in this race. Mia Rose has got an 8-second lead then, as Hobart is still right behind Moynier. But this is really the big battle, isn't it? Between the two Frigabonds behind Eric. And Pires just about holding on from Pascal Eggert once again. And they may be they're not driving like it, but believe it or not, these two are teammates.
They really don't seem it, do they? But they are pashing every other opportunity as they possibly can as well as they come through.
Looks like Tom Dillon's out. The car's crowded enough then. Oh, that's a shame, but he might have just covered 90% distance though, because we are getting into the final few seconds, so I'm not sure if that really is going to matter all that much, but...
this is the last lap.
Disappointment for Dillon then, so here we go. This could be the only move we'll see on the final lap then. Pascal Eggert closing on the back of Pires. He's going to pull to the inside. Will Pires hold on to this one? No, he won't, because through up the inside goes the 444 of Pascal Eggert, and can Pascal in the dying lap of the race potentially challenge Eric Comedy while only if Francisco Pires lets him. And actually Eggert goes deep and he throws it away back up the inside. Why does he
Don't hit the wall.
Oh, he's just about avoided the wall. I thought Tom Dillon went wide, but Eggert really took the biscuit there. Anyway, here you go. There's the only other real close battle. This one for a second position between Davis, Moynier and Homewood. But 9 seconds up the road, Mia Rose coming through to take another superb victory. And you got to say, she was exemplary today. There was no little mistake anywhere, apart from maybe even just the start, which we don't even know if she stalled on the grid on purpose or not. I doubt it was intentional, but you never know. Maybe she loosened off went hard on the brakes the first corner, saw what happened, and then
she didn't want to do anything else.
From there.
It has been dominant.
Drifting a bit. She's still pushing. The tyres must be crying out. She definitely gave him a workout today, didn't she?
It's a grand slam as well. Pole position. Race
10
victory.
seconds to the good then.
Yeah,
as Moynier is really catching Davis actually. But here we go. That won't worry Mia Rose. She goes through the last corner now, and nothing can stop her. 100% simulation. It's going to be 2 from 2 as Mia Rose takes her third win of the season. Up the hill, she's weaving, she's won, and she got herself right into the top 10 of the championship hunt, and she knows it. As looks like Comedy is just holding off Eggert as well. But what a brilliant day's work, as money is going to fall just short of Chris Davis, who takes his best result of the season in second. I believe that's a rare podium actually for Chris Davis. Homewood will be slightly disappointed. He takes fourth. Bit of contact there. Seminara takes fifth. Then behind, it's going to be Eric Comedy, who just holds on to sixth. Didn't look like that was going to happen. So a great recovery by Eric Comedy. Sorry, got using my car for a second.
Usually, it's once, twice, 3 times a winner, but in this instance, once, twice, 3 times a lady for Mia Rose. What a race! What a race!
And there we go. Pascal just comes up on top of Pires, and that's the final finishes, I'm afraid. But there we go. Just time then to see.
They did make contact afterwards.
Spinning top there, just to end things. But there we go. What an absolutely superb performance by Mia Rose to battle through the entire field. And she nearly did it she got fourth, I think, in the reverse grid the last time out. She's done 3 better on this occasion. Granted, Liam Rance wasn't there this time. So I think Josh Hamilton, or was it Oliver Perukian? It was Oliver, wasn't it?
Oliver, not Hamilton.
Anyway, I might have to show the live results rather than the session results. Hold on, I'm going to try and do my trick to get the thing to work for me. There we go.
It seems to have worked.
In-race season standings, season standings, mid-race results. There we go. Right, let's see if this will do the trick. There you go. Someone take us through the order then, Josh.
So Mia Rose takes victory in race 2 as well, from the back of the grid to the front. Chris Davis is second, with Lauren Munier in third. Nick Homewood is fourth. Simone Seminara is fifth. Eric Kamady is 6th, Pascal Leggett 7th, Francesco Piers is 8th, Tom Dillon DNF'd in 9th, and Shazbox Lobas in 10th position, with Thomas McHughes out in 11th position.
There we go. So, let's get off the standings and see if we can talk to anybody. Well, I mean, I can talk to you, but I mean the drivers. Sorry, I should have been more specific there. If anybody's around, I know Mia's around. Shall we get our double race winner in and see what she has to say?
Yeah.
So, we're joined now in the comms box by the one, the only Mia Rose of Hunter Birch Simulation 909. And I jag her because she's the only driver still in on Mumble. Well, apart from Nick Homewood, of course. Hello, Nick. As well. But Mia, a dominant display in race 1. And then you did it again in race 2. You fought your way through the entire field. I guess race 2 was where there was most to talk about, because it looked like at the beginning of race 2, there was some issue getting away from the line, wasn't there? And you didn't make it easy for yourself, but then you really made all the right calls. You really were in the exact right position for your car to make it through on every maneuver. And they parted like the Red Sea almost. I'm sure they were doing their best, but you made it look very easy when it probably wasn't.
Yes, okay. My mic is working, yes?
There we go. I thought I'd ramble to give you a chance to fix your mic.
I think it is fixed.
We can hear you.
Good. Because it's new headset. So yeah, but yeah, second race. My clutch pedal has been acting weird. So I was like, okay, I'll leave it in neutral, and when I need to, I'll clutch it in and then pluck it in the first when lights go green. I plucked it in the first before the lights went off, and I think it was about a couple seconds before. I had enough time to start the car back up and go. But I accidentally hit the ignition button while doing it, because I've got them right next to each other. So I think I lost about 10 seconds at the start. But then there was carnage at 1. Loic and the other one in the Blue Astra got held up during their during their fighting, and I just caught up, and I had a really nice battle with Loic, actually. I don't know if I was too aggressive with him. I sort of banged doors a bit, did a bit of...
we enjoyed that immensely.
But yeah, I got past him, and then I realized he had a damage I had, and I'm like, oh, okay, it feels okay, let's just keep going. And then, yeah, I just caught Nick. I did him around the outside, and then Chris wanted to be done around the outside as well, so I did him around the outside, and yeah.
There we go. So, it was, it really felt like once you cleared Loic, it was, Nick and Chris became slightly easier to get through. It didn't look like, especially Chris, it was important to get past because he was really a threat in the Drivers' Championship to our other drivers. So you've done Alessandro and Liam a small favour there, just to help maintain their lead while they were away. But of course, you got your own aspirations. After 3 wins now, or 3 out of 4 in your favour, so you're doing better than Liam. I think Liam's strike rate is 4 out of 6 wins out of races he's competed this season. So you got 3/4. He's got 2/3, I think. So 3/4 beats 2/3, if I remember my fractions from school. But do you think you're in a hunt with the Drivers' Championship, or are you focused entirely on the teams and helping me and Josh out?
I'm like so out of it with the league. I'm like, I don't know if I'm in for the championship. Like, I'm just here to have fun. Like, this car is a blast. Might I say, ever since the update to the LMP2s and GT3s yesterday, they've somehow made the mod, like all of the mod stuff, 10 times better, like straight away.
Oh wow.
Rant time. They've actually made the tires on the GT even worse. Like completely, like absolutely. What were Studio 397 thinking when they put this mod in? Anyway, that's enough. I hope an R-Factor 2 representative is hearing that.
I blame
probably get a
Motorsport
DM
games.
about it. Yes, that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a fun car. Like, it's just a fun car. And people that say that the Subaru is the meta car, look, I can agree with them. The only reason why it's because of free-wheel drive, and seeing from today, they suffer through really high speed or just long corners because they can't get the power down, nor can get the car to act the way they want. Because like with me through the not the kink, I think it's called the carousel. You know, I'm just playing with the throttle and the car's kicking out and turning in like I want. Whereas they have to literally stab it because they're trying to get the rear around, and it comes too far, and they put the front back in, and they're just seesaw effect around the corner. That's how I was able to gain so much time on them. But it's less that the drivetrain is OP, but it's more that they haven't bopped the cars properly.
Yeah.
Like not EERC, because you shouldn't need to bop a car yourself. It should be whoever creates the mod, or especially in ACC terms, Kunos, to bop the cars accordingly to make them all even. So, just like any other series in the world, BOP is a discussion. But yeah, great night. I drove the car. I somehow was fast.
Yes, and I'm sure we're looking forward to seeing you in action back here again in about a week and a half time when we get to the endurance race at Road America, which will be the 6 hours, of course, with you and Eric. We'll see if we can get a third driver in, but at the moment, it might just be the two of you, unfortunately. But we'll have to see. And it was a pleasure watching you. I actually was convinced that you were burnt up the tyres near the end because it looked like you were pushing like crazy and sliding all over the place. But actually, no, you were getting them in the operating window. Everyone else was struggling. So I should have had a bit more faith in you in that second race.
I think off the top of my head, I had the same tyre wear, but in the first race, I sort of, because it being by myself, I was able to control what I wanted to do with the tyre. Whereas that second race, I pushed. I basically pushed the car, and then once I got the lead, I was like, I'll just keep pushing and see how it's like. So I would have had less tyre wear from the second race if I had sort of backed off the pace once I got the lead, but I just didn't because I'm like, why not? Just see where the limit of the car is.
At least you didn't bin it like Tom did in the other Undervet simulation car near the end. He just binned it in the wall because his steering was bent at like 45-degree angle or something. But anyway, I think I'm going to let you go off, Mir. But congratulations again on... That's 3 wins now, like I said. So absolutely superb performances. And in terms of the touring cars, we'll see you again in Fuji on August 11th. But of course, if you want to see more of me, you'll see her in the endurance racing in the 485 Hunterbird Simulation GD3 entry. So anyway, moving on. Thanks, mate. To Nick, who's also with us. I think we'll talk to Nick and then close out, shall we, Josh?
Sounds good.
So Nick, you've had Mia go. Well, you had a good little battle with Mia, actually. You nearly got back through, because I think Mia went a little bit wide at turn 3, and then but she just about held on to it.
Well, the Ford Focus doesn't have brakes. It just sort of...
I noticed that. I think Eric Comedian noticed it too.
I think it just sort of has like a lollipop stick that just gently rubs against the wheel. It doesn't do much.
To be fair, I did see when I went by Chris, he broke so early to turn 1. He like... sorry, I'm jumping into this, but I want to explain the brakes as well. So basically, Chris had hit the brakes before I'd even seen my braking mark, which was on the track. So about, I would say, at least 20 meters difference into turn 1, but into turn 4 or 5, whatever that really the first 90-degree left is. American numbering is stupid, but. Yeah, it was just a walk in a park. He hit the brakes and I hit mine, and I already had clearance on him before turning. So it's like, okay, cool, I'll just go by. But yeah, that's another thing too, is the brakes. God, they're so strong with the Subaru.
Yeah, we're looking into options. It might not be quite as easy next race.
Well, I think you already gave us a bit of a disadvantage by Perez running into the back of Eric several times. Which I'm sure Eric won't be too thrilled about, but we'll see. But Nick, first race was quite entertaining as well, but because I think that was you, Peter, Pascal, and Eric having a great little battle for 6th or 7th overall, was it?
Yeah, it was Tom actually.
It was Tom. Sorry,
I put the wrong tyres on. I didn't realise. So everyone else was on the softs, and I was on the mediums, and just sort of they didn't work very well. And then, got mugged off. But hey, all good fun.
Even but you didn't make that mistake for race 2. You still got 4th in race 2, although I'm sure you would be a bit annoyed that Loic got you.
In hindsight, I should have just let Loic past, and if he could have caught up to Chris and slowed them both down. Yeah. I was quicker than Chris, but hey.
Well, there's a reason Chris is, I think of all the people who competed there, he's the highest one in the championship. So.
He is, yeah, he's 3rd, I think.
Well, Mia will be catching him pretty quickly, I think. But
yeah, I'll do the standard.
But certainly that was his best result, certainly of the season. I think Chris coming second, so good for him. But you've come second as well. I'm sure that first win, as long as those pesky Hunter Birch simulation cars hit trouble, then I'm sure that first win can't be long around the corner.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how next race goes.
I bet you now, next season, they're going to, whatever car we pick, they will nerf it like hell, because we'll be the reigning champion. Well, that's a bit presumptuous of me to assume we'll be the reigning champions.
Oh, we will be.
Well, we've got a big lead, but that doesn't make us invulnerable.
I can tell you now, there will not be a Subaru next season.
Oh, thanks.
Well, there we go. Right, we're gonna have to build our own car. I'll build out a Lego, and we'll just enter that.
I'll do it.
And I'll make all the noises with my mouth for the gear changes. It'll be brilliant, and you will all. It'll be like Red Bull making their own engines after Honda pulled it. Except it's not really the Honda came back, I guess, but whatever.
We'll wreck it, Ralph it. Do all that.
And we'll call it BS powertrains. so Joshua, you do the powertrains, I'll do the chassis.
I'll do the powertrains.
Is it going to be made of Lego?
Yes.
No, they're going to be made of Ferrari.
Revolutionary wooden engine.
Pretty much Ferrari at this point of the season.
It burns. Anyway, so that's the future, though. So I think to round out, is there anything else you want to add, Nick, about the race? Because I know it was pretty fun in the end, considering how few people showed up.
It was, I think, quite a lot of people with the delay couldn't stick around.
That was a shame.
I'm literally being dragged out the commentary box. Megan has walked in because I'm needed. She's pulling my chair. Stop pulling the chair.
Oh, no.
I'm actually fighting her at the moment because she's pulling it.
Okay, well, we'll say I think we'll end it then. But thanks very much for joining me in commentary, Josh. Thanks very much for helping with the broadcast, Nick. Thanks to everyone else for watching. And, of course, to all our drivers for taking part, because they put on a superb show. But it was Mia Rose who came out on top here in Road America. For the touring cars, we'll be back on 11th of August for Fuji. But Nick, the endurance race is on
next Saturday?
Next Saturday, whenever that is. Is that the 17th?
The 16th.
16th, I was so close. Okay, we'll be back 16th of July for the 6 hours of Road America. Don't miss it. It's going to be brilliant if this was anything to go by, because it's going to be a much bigger field, especially in GD3, with all those...
Just to let you know, she was pulling me with the umbrella I used to switch the light on. Those of the Discord could see it. She was pulling me with the umbrella. I thought, how was she pulling me? Because I didn't feel her behind me or didn't see her.
Like those show tunes where they take the K in and drag you off stage.
She pulled the umbrella and she started pulling me backwards.
That's, of course, Megan Birch, the silent partner in the Hunter Birch simulation outfit.
Yeah, she's after an Oreo milkshake that I have to make for her. So that's what she's after.
Understandable. Understandable. Yes, especially in this weather. But anyway, that's all from me. That's all from Elkhart Lake in Road America. We'll see you in a week and a half's time for the endurance race, and it's going to be one well worth the wait. But bye for now. We will see you next time.